Hi guys! Hey. Do I need that still? No, I think I did. I think I did that. Grandman! Grandman! Yes, you try your best, buddy. That's all that matters to me. My guy, you could just be like chilling in the house and I'd be fine with that. You're just a silly little guy and I'm here for you. Let's put all this stuff away. Completely forgot there was stuff in here. Oh, I must keep an eye about the cloth. Let's keep an eye about the cloth. Did I put the aquamarine in here? No. No, I did not. No. No. Is that Kirby? Yeah. Okay, let's just put it in my inventory and then go take a look to see whether or not he's got the thing. Because I want cloth. I want a bunch of cloth. Oh. Hmm. How much do I want fiber? What? What did I need fiber for again? What did I need fiber for? What did? Okay, well I got fiber here. You done? Oh, I'm lazy. Let's get more fiber seed. Let's go grab other fiber seeds. I'm trying to figure out if I should just keep that spot or not, because it just low key is useless. So let's just figure out whether or not to keep or not to keep. 6 days. Let's just go with the fiber, I guess. Brr, 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 brr. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like what I want to talk about. I'm trying to figure out like what I want to talk about. Like the main thing. I think it's because my brain. I got so passionate for the for the thing for the oh, it's winter next. Oh, it's winter next. So that means I could just, once those fairy roses are done, just put down a bunch of fiber seeds. I really need to do the math on how many like fiber seeds I'll need. Um, yeah, that's great. That's great, sweet. Anything else? Anyone else? We good? Okay. Um, was it for you? No. Well, I finished this, so this is fine then. And then, are you done? Done? You look the same. This is tiny, right? Or is that big? Oh, okay. So it's big. So this is the big one. I I fear I may be dumb. I fear that I'm not my mother's brightest child. Um, okay, you're obviously done. Um, and then what? Everything else is done in there. So do you think I should put like one, two, three of like all those machines out here? I could. I could. Okay, let's throw you in there. I guess I'll just keep this in my inventory until we figure out the stuff. I'll see that. This is done. Should I start my mannequin, a little mannequin army? Well, let me decorate first and then figure out. um, but yeah, head low-key empty, only filled with mannequin-related thoughts. Um, but yeah, I've talked about my teaching practicals. I've talked about like general like university life. Um, I think I've talked about everything that I wanted to like the goal for my like talking about teaching practicals. If there's any like things you guys want advice for, like if another teaching student like pops up, and if there's like generalized advice that you want, we can do that. I can do that. It's just tell me what like also advice and what kind of advice do you want, and then we can work from there. Let's throw this in here, and then you in here. Um, Maybe I should actually have my cloth and the sewing thing. Ooh, no, can I pick you up? Yeah, let's go. Should I get my cursed mannequin? Oh, but they're Kirby's friends. They're there for Crowman. So I'll just leave them for now. Or maybe I should do the little nooks. The little. Can I put you outside? Can I not put you outside? Can I not put it outside? Oh, again, I never claimed I was my mother's brightest child. Live there for now. Ah, okay, live there for now, and then I'll figure out. Oh, how I want to sort these out. How I want to make my little nook sections. But for now, let's just sort it out and then work on there. I had thought processes and all that, but the thoughts, my brain, um, it was less shooketh out. Um, I'm sorry, guys. What do you call it? Oh, let me consult the list. I literally have a list. Let me consult the list. Once I've sorted this out properly, else it will bug me. Then this. You. Then you. Then you. Then you. That'll. Yes, sir. Okay, then you. Then you. The rest of you are in fives, right? So I guess because it's kind of like relevant topic right now in the household. Um, so a friend of mine, two like friends have like gone engaged, and all that they're siblings. Um, they've kind of been like siblings to me, and all like one's an older brother, and the other one's an older brother figure to me, and then one's I would say like a younger sister because she's relatively the same age. I think it's like a few months difference, and all that. Um, yeah, they got engaged. Both of them got engaged like last year, not to each other. I feel like I need to, on this kind of on this internet and all that. I feel like I have to, but they're not to each other, obviously. Um, but you never know what people's first like instinctual. Um, what do you call it? And like one, I expected her engagement. I expected his a little less because like how else do and also disclaimer, my guy. If you ever stumble upon this, because I don't, as I would have told you that I started YouTube if we had spoken, but like yeah, eh, is anything truly private anymore? I'm not gonna say names, obviously. I'm not like that thing, and I'm not saying names. Um, what should I put next? Let's go with you guys. Then you guys. I probably should have done the math on like how many I'd left. Maybe I should start from the bottom. Start from the bottom over here. You, 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 you. Where to stop? Over there. Um, gosh, it's like because we were like close enough, and all that. He's so we grew up like siblings, all of us, and all that. His family, my family, and all that. Well, their family, my family. My mom and his mom were like best friends since like childhood, and like I don't know if it's primary school or high school. They've known each other since. Keep going to that chest. But basically, they don't want a time. And when you look at like primary school and high school, that's a long time, especially because like my mom's how old am I? I'm 26 plus 30. Um, 56. Mom's 56. Um, so it's like it's one of those things where it's like we grew up together and all that, so we're like close. But I thought we were pretty close, and then he the reason why I say like we expected one engagement over the other, and all that is because she was dating her now fiance since like the end of high school, since high school and all that. She's been in high school the same amount of years as I've been in high school. I finished high school 2018, so a long time, you could say. And then him and his now fiance, wife as of next month, and all that, they've been together. It hasn't really been that long. It's been like 3 years now, 3 years, and it's like she's fine. I'd have a better relationship with her if I saw her more often. Um, but like it's one of those things where it's like she's fine, and girl, if you see this, I think you're fine. You just for some reason have beef with me. I don't know what. For some reason, she's very possessive. That's the only thing. I think that's what like puts me over. And all that is she's very possessive, and a lot of him, and like his, and like at the very least like his mother, and all that. So like if anyone like talks shit about either of them, she like goes into like this thing. Like she apparently I heard this recently because I was downplayed to me, or it wasn't like told originally to mom at first. Either mom downplayed it or she found out later that happened. But she apparently smacked the sister, the one that got engaged, and she smacked her. My brother in Christ. Why are you still with her? And I'm like, and girl, I will say this to your face if I ever see you. And this is one of those things where it's just sort of like, yeah, I'm talking shit and all that right now, but I would say this to your face. If I ever saw your face, the last time I saw either of you, the last time I saw my brother was Christmas of 2024. And I found out about the engagement through mom and Facebook. And then when the engagement invite came in, who gets an apology? My sister. That's it. Because he was closer with Kayla, and all because even because there's a big age gap between like him and Kayla, so therefore there's even a bigger age gap between him and me. And all, I think he's in his 30s. I can never keep track of people's ages. He's in his 30s. I'm mid 20s, and all, I know there's like it's quite a big age gap. I'm trying to remember now. My parents. I'm too lazy to look it up. And all, I know like the middle brother, their middle brother, and all it is. So it's him, his brother, and then the sister, and all that. So he was born first when around the time my parents got married. I think he was like 1 or 2 or something when my parents got married. And then his brother, I think, is a year older than my sister. And then the sister she's my age pretty much. She's like a few months difference and a lot. So we kind of grew up. I grew up like closer to her, and I was closer with her as like a child because obviously he's not going to want to hang out with like children, and all. I think I'm like half his age, and all he didn't want to hang out with children, and that's fine with me. Because like obviously I want to hang out with the person my age. Let's go with this, and this. Um, I don't know how many I have. Then you. Where it's like what do you call it? And then as you grow older, she ended up getting her friends. I ended up finding like my friends, and I just had more in common with him and all that. So then I'd hang out with him and Kayla and our friends and all that. The middle brother kind of does his own thing. Like he's friends with. I've spoken more with him than with the other one and all that. Where it's sort of like I'm not gonna be coherent about this, obviously, guys, because it's a bit of like a I don't know, like emotions and all that. Where it's just sort of like it's more of the audacity. And all that, where it's just sort of like you are prioritizing a relationship over family and all. And again, I'm not blood. But I thought, that we didn't, at the very least, that we didn't put, our families didn't put that as a big deal. But I guess this happens and a lot. I think I'd be less pissed if he hadn't missed my mother's birthday and my sister's birthday. And I'd be less angry. It's proving that even golden retrievers are still dogs. I don't know. And even like when it came to like the wedding invite, my sister got technically I haven't gotten one. And Kayla got one. My parents got one. And well, my mom got one for the both of them. So I assumed when Kayla said, "Oh, I got an invitation," and all that, like, "Oh, it's for both of us." And then like it was this whole thing. And I remember just immediately the first time I saw his mom, I was like, "Yeah, I guess I'll just hang out at the mall. I'll go hang out at A's work." And it would seem that the wedding is like up the road from where A works. So I was just like, I'll just go hang out at her place. I'm not invited because I think I generally I don't know why why she doesn't like me, because I'm gonna assume she doesn't like me, and that's why this whole thing has happened. And all is that she doesn't like me because I don't think because she has siblings and a lot, but I don't know how her siblings act versus like our siblings act, because I don't know if you guys have ever, like, those of you who have siblings, you obviously like shit talk each other, and but obviously not in a way that's meant to be mean. And all, like you hear me swear Kayla and all that, and I obviously don't mean it in a way of like, if I say fuck off and all that, I don't mean it in like a mean way. It's more of just the way I say things. I probably should have counted the amount of spaces that are in like a shed. I'll go 50-50. 50, and then yeah, sure, let me do that. That should be enough. What do you call it? I'll just go put it in the chest, and then we'll work from there. Where it's just sort of like, I probably should have made this a little more coherent before thinking about like talking about it. It's just sort of been on my brain because we're going down for the wedding and all that, so it's kind of been on my brain. I haven't been to many weddings. I've been to like 3. Well, 2.5. I've been to 2 like white people weddings. Africano was there. One was an Afrikaans wedding. I think the other one was just regular English Afrikaans wedding. It was either an English wedding or Afrikaans wedding, something like that. They were both also siblings. And all. I went to the sister's wedding. The sister's wedding happened 2014. I think I was in matric when the brother's wedding happened. So that would have been like 2018. So it was like 2017, 2018, somewhere there. I'm trying to remember, because I know Dad had a thing, so he had to get picked up by someone. One of his friends like drove him to the wedding. I'll double check with Kayla and all, because I know there was English and all. The first one, the 2014 one, was pure Afrikaans, and I'm just relying on my dad to tell me what's going on. And then I think it was an English wedding and all, because but none of them happened like in a church. It happened like in a chapel and all, where the wedding venue's like chapel thing. So like George, I'm assuming it's George. He's the only person I know likes leaks. And then I've been to like the pre-wedding. Oh, you dumbass! I've been to like the pre-wedding for like I think it was a Tamil wedding, Hindu. I know it was a Hindu wedding. I think it was the pre-wedding, because it was the night. It was before the wedding. But I'm trying to remember like what the term was. I'll double check. I think it's a pre-wedding that I went to. Let's go collect all these stuff. Desert. What do you call it? It's just one of those things where I thought we were close, I guess, but like nah. And where it's sort of like, because immediately when I first met this girl, and what that I've already been used to his girlfriend's shenanigans and before, because 9 out of 10, a lot of those girlfriends got jealous. Other than the one, I will admit, the one that there was just the one that I know had never gotten jealous of Kayla, and because obviously, because it's always it's like the trope of like girlfriends get jealous of like the girl best friend, but in this case, the girl and our parents, no, not our parents, yeah, his mom and my mom probably didn't help. So they always like wanted. I think they're baby crazy, and all, I guess that's the only way to put it. And all, they're like baby crazy, so they've always, and like they're best friends, so they've had that like, oh, imagine if our kids got together thing. So I'm guessing that probably didn't help anything against for Kayla. But I made sure to come in when I first met. So there was just the one girlfriend, and all that hadn't, and she was the one where we were like, sir, are we sure we should be continuing to date her? what do you call it, kind of kind of relationship where like he literally like failed some of his like exams and stuff because he focused so much like on her. Um, but like, you know, but she never. That's the one thing I'll give her is she never try to keep him away from events or like she tried to make sure she wasn't great into the households and all that. So she never like try to keep him like out of events or that kind of thing, or be like, oh well, they're going there, so you're not going. Brr, 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 brr. Um, one of those kind of things, if that makes sense to anyone. Um, so like this is the first time I've encountered this, and I'll probably because I've been around him his like other girlfriends. But obviously, this was during the period where I was mainly hanging out with his sister. So I was a child. So obviously, they're not going to see me, silly little like. I think I'm literally like half his age. I guess Facebook listens to us. That's weird. Since when do they not tell me the year people were born in? They'll tell me their birthday, but why not the year? I need the year. Um, but like I was like half his age. Let's go with I was like half his age. If he's like in his no, I can't be half his age if he's in his 30s. But like I was like a child, a little like primary school kid while he was dating those ones. While I was in high school, I think that's when he was dating the other one. Whatchamacallit, when he was dating the yeah, I would have been in high school. I can't remember if he dated anyone. At the very least, he was definitely dating her when I was in grade 9. Because I remember. At the very least when I was in grade 9, so definitely when I was in high school. The timelines are gonna get a little confused. I'll double check, Kayla. Whatchamacallit, but it's very much the I never had to deal with that kind of thing. Kayla had to deal with that kind of thing. Where it's like the trope of the girl best friend thing and all that. But like in this case, she wants nothing. She wanted nothing to do with dating him because like it's one of those things where it's like great friend would not want him as boyfriend kind of thing. Because like I'm sure he's a fine boyfriend. I don't know. Yo ma, and all that. But like him as a brother is good enough. And as I was fully established to you guys, and I tried my best to establish to her lesbian. I'm dumb. She's a lesbian. I must keep one of these. I should have probably kept one of the other ones. And let's see if these eggs turn into If these eggs, let me. Where's the sewing thing? I wonder if I tried this on any of the things. Grab you and you on the ostrich eggs. Probably should have done it to the less important one. Oh, it makes a hat. Is this a fucking the what's the thing called Valhalla Viking? Is that a Valkyrie hat? I'm not crazy, right? I think that's a Valkyrie hat. And then I know I've done you guys, so then because they should be done right now, right? Yeah. I was also checking mayonnaise's mayonnaise eye, whether or not they also do anything. I'll check that one. Done with all this. So when I first met her, I made sure that like lesbian, gender not found, lesbian. And I made sure my mom was also trying to help in her own ways by Julia, like, you know, like what do you call it? Be nice to your brother and all whenever Kayla was about to say, it's like, oh, don't bully your brother, making sure lesbian, gender weird. And no. You know what I mean? Like gender not what she's assuming. And a lot. So like I tried my best to be like just a silly little guy. And then we're like perfectly fine as far as she'd like sometimes dip because she according to like his explanations for it and all is like she just gets overwhelmed and I get that. So like I do understand that and all the getting overwhelmed thing and like wanting to dip. So I never held that against her, but I don't know if she put it in her head that I held it against her. I don't know what happened. You. Oh no, not you. Yeah. It's just one of those things, I guess, where it's just sort of like, bro, I have nothing against you. I don't even think about you. And until things like that, when you do things like this, and I'm like, what's going on? You know, might as well let's do one of these. Can't we just keep it in there? I've never actually thought about. And then, the fuck? Okay. Sure. Are you gonna give me the same shirt? Oh wait, that's so cute. Wait, that's adorable. And then one of you. Oh wait, that's kind of cute too. Light blue shirt. You're just called shirt, and that's kind of funny. I like that, just straight up shirt. Oh, I forgot about the other stuff that I have in my inventory. Might as well. Hey, let me out, freebie. No, I would literally cry if I did that. This for you. Oh, that makes sense. It's for you. Okay, and that's for you. Oh wait, that's kind of cute. I like a sweater. I like sweaters. Sweater weather. All I am is a man. Want the world in my hands. I realized I got so distracted like all the other stuff with the collecting stuff. I never actually did anything really. Did I just end up? Okay, that's just old stuff in my inventory. That's fine. Which just sort of like, girl, I had no beef with you. I have nothing to do with you. And then, like I said, she takes things very seriously. It seems. And that's why she has so much beef with the siblings. And all is because she takes like any slight against him or auntie, and all again as like a serious like war crime. kind of thing. It's serious like a war crime, and that's why she has such because she's full with she literally has thrown hands with well I say throw hands as though it's a fight. She literally has slapped the younger sister, the one I mentioned is engaged. And I don't believe she's gone physical with the brother. I don't know, but at the very least she has like she has fought with the brother as in like verbal fighting. But as far as I know, she hasn't done any physical fighting with him. And now I'm just sort of like. Because I'm contemplating not even if it wasn't for the RSVP thing, and all where mom was, I was like, I never got an invite, so that's kind of fine. And all I guess I could just go hang out. There's like a few malls and all like shopping centers in the area, or I can go hang out with A, and I'll just go do work for A, and I'll help her out because I helped out with their work. I volunteered with like their work and all before, so like I could just go help and all I don't know, sweep the shop or something. And then mom's just like, no, I sorted it out. I told your auntie, and I've sorted it out, and I'm like, that's great. That's great. I found it. I could go to because the area is in the same the area of the wedding, and the venue for the wedding is the same place as like this like market thing that I like to go to whenever we can when we're down. So I'm like okay, we can go there first, and then we could. Where it's just sort of like it's just one of those things where it's like you and so also like there was a thing between her so there was a thing between her and the brother, and like as far as I knew she hasn't ever like that's the thing I was always confused. I got confused about the minute I heard that, especially that she's thrown hands with the sister. Is that like I rib into this man all the time, and all that that's just part of our like thing was just always to like it's a sibling thing. And I'll just like talk shit, but not like the mean kind of talk shit, but it's more of a like the silly haha kind of like thing. And like I know I've probably been like I've said the same things as his siblings have probably said, and all that, but she never like went for me. And Kayla's probably Kayla's done the exact same like reacted the exact same way to him, and she never like went for one of us. I don't know if it's because I love my auntie, I love her dearly, auntie. If you see this, I love you dearly. I know, but she's soft. I know she's very soft, and compared to my mother, who is willing to like throw hands with people, and I've talked about my mother and willing to throw hands with people, and I'll think about like I got to get permission for like certain stories and all because it involves friends and all that. It's mainly like what happened with like a friend, and I was like involved as like I was both a bystander and involved in certain ways. So like I gotta double check with her whether or not it's fine for me to talk about it. Before I like talk about it, I just gotta get the courage to ask. And okay, let's just start like you can ask her. She'll be fine. She'll probably just say the worst. The what do you call it? She'll probably say yes as long as you like give warning. And I'm like. But I don't want to like, what do you call it? I don't want to like bother her. I don't want to bother her. So I think that's the only reason I haven't played it off. What you call it? But it's just, but like okay. So the content, obviously, like I said, I've been like I treat him like a brother. So then I talk shit to him like a brother. And I give him the same amount of treatment that I give Kayla. And I do it to like a lot of my friends. We're all just sort of like we're each other's like bullying, but like in a friend way. And this is not like bullying. I don't know how else to explain this. And I don't know how else to explain. Someone with siblings, you probably understand. And siblings with a good relationship, I guess. You probably understand what I'm saying. Ultimately, it's consensual bullying, I guess. Oh god, of course the trees are done. That means the trees on the island are done. Let me put this away, and then go drop this off, and then go to the trees on the island. And then I really gotta focus on doing I really gotta focus on, like, making the little areas, and all that, making the little nooks. I just gotta, like, think about, like, what's the vibe. I really gotta, like, look at stare into the soul of the, areas for the shed, and really look at what kind of, furniture I want to put in. But, like, so we were fine for, like, the past, like, I think, like, year that they dated. Before all of this, I'll double check with Kayla when they actually started dating. I think they started dating. I'm trying to remember if they dated before we. No, they just moved in together in 2024. So like, they were dating. They were dating sometime in 2023, and they started dating. And then 2024 is when they moved in together. Before December 2024, they moved in together. And then they got married. And then they got engaged last year in 2025 in like Augustish, so around there. They got engaged. Okay. Whatchamacallit, but like. I've just acted the same way, and I just made sure I'm just a little guy. I'm just a silly, goofy little guy, and a little lesbian, and I'm just a silly, goofy little lesbian with pronouns. And as my mother likes to put it to explain to like people, and to explain to old people, and it's like no, she just has a lot of pronouns, and like just use whatever, because that's how I've explained it. And those people, I'll get into it. I'll talk about like how I've explained like my gender to people, and I've just always said gender empathetic. In other words, like, I don't care how you address me, just do it respectfully, and don't be like, oh, she wants this, or he wants to do that. And it's one of those kind of things where it's just like, don't, like, don't say it in, like, a way that's, like, you're making fun of me and all that kind of thing, if that makes sense to anyone. So, yeah, I've just been saying, I just say gender empathetic, that's just the easiest way of explaining it, where it's like, I don't care what you call me, just do it respectfully. Where was I? And then, so it was December. The thing that makes me think it was that, and it was because I haven't seen them since that Christmas in 2024, and because we generally spend Christmas with them, with his family, because we don't really have a lot of like family here in Durban, so there's not really much of a reason to like not go hang out and all. I don't know. So it's fine. like seeing the what do you call, we're really close to their family. Like my mom knows her parents very well, and my grandparents always thought of auntie as like another daughter, and all as another kid, and all that. So like, and all of her siblings and all that as like other kids, and all that they just have extra daughters and sons, and all it's and then vice versa. Like what do you call it? Auntie's parents love my mom, and all it's one of those things. So like they all know each other. So it's not like, oh, this random family. Like their families know each other very dearly. And all I don't know about uncle's family, and all because, but at the very least, auntie's family, no one knows is like close. I'm assuming that they at least know my parents, at least my mother, like well enough. And all they've been married for a while now. Either or. But it's one of those things where it's just sort of like where so like I was so they had just moved in together. No, he had just moved out of like his parents' place, and what and so they had just moved in together. And so I was busy like, being like, hey, bro, you want to go make me coffee? And all because one of his things is like he really likes like he really likes certain types of teas and like coffees and all. He's very like into like barista and all that kind of thing, the vibes of barista. And like drink making cocktails and stuff like that. So like, and I learned a love of tea and like how to tell if tea's good and all from him. So like, it's one of those things where it's sort of like where I think I can get rid of those. Where so I'm like, hey, you want to make me coffee? And now I'm comfortable enough, like their family. I'm comfortable enough to like go make myself coffee, to go borrow their kettle and everything. Because I've literally made his mom. And I've made my because the last time we visited, my uncle was being a little shit, and I was like, oh, you guys didn't hear me? Did you not hear me when I asked about coffee? So he made himself and my dad coffee, and so he's like, no, I noticed you guys were having a nice little chat, so I don't want to interrupt. So I'm like, you know what, Uncle? You know, I can just go make you guys coffee. You know, Auntie, how do you like your coffee? You know, I just want to make coffee. I know for my mom and my auntie. I'm one of the. I know everywhere in their kitchen. I know how their kitchen works better than they do sometimes. I know I'm comfortable in their house. So but I'm like, you know, just be a little shit. And she's like, you want to go make me coffee? And so she's like, well, I don't move here anymore. I'm like, I don't live here anymore. I'm like, move back. And I'll move back. And I'll just be like a little shit. And so she's like, no, he's with me now. And I'm like, well, I had him first. So like, you know, as sibling, and I had him first. And like, I get probably to someone that's a little too much of a little shit move to do. Do I care? Not really. So that's where I think some part of the thing with me and all it started and all was just because I was being a little shit and all and saying like, yeah, move back. And all so I don't know if that's where it started. Maybe she'd have to tell me herself. Girl, if you find this and you don't like what I'm saying, tell me yourself. I like how it sounds like I'm instigating. I'm trying not to. And all that. I'm trying not to make this sound like it's a hit piece. And all where it's just sort of like, oh, I hate her. I don't. I want to on record, girl. I don't hate you. I don't even think about you. And all that. I don't really even care much. And all that. Oh, you're engaged to him. And it would just be nice if he came to the woman who helped raise him's birthday. And I'm hoping that once they get married, that I can't wait for your marriage. Because I'm hoping they'll calm me down a little more. Because I don't want your man. And I am a lesbian. I don't want your man. And I've known him since like he's known if he ever what do you call I've known him since I was a literal child. There's literally photos of me as a literal baby next to him. And so therefore I want nothing to do with that. And I want nothing to do with him in that way. So like, girl, please, I just don't know anymore, my guys. It's one of those things where it's just like, I have no idea what's her, what's the thing. When are you gonna have cloth? I think I need to Google when he has cloth, because I swear to God he sells cloth, doesn't he? Maybe it's on a Friday. What days have I checked? Sir, give me cloth. Let me grab you. What do you make? Honestly, that makes sense. Have I done? Okay, please don't make fun of me if I've done this before. Oh, never mind then. You have no right to make fun. Y'all have no right to make fun of me. And like I tell you all this to your face. I'm one of those people where I'm definitely not going to say it on a platform and all like this if I'm not going to say it to your face. And all that. It would be nice. And I'm not over as well. And all that when I went to their, because it's like a tradition thing to like just like go to their house for birthdays. And all they have my uncle loves to braai, my dad loves to braai, and all he has a really fancy my uncle has a really fancy like braai thing, and he loves to show it off. So it's one of those things where it's just like going to their house for like a braai, for like a birthday braai or something like that, or going to that for like biryani, and all to like go why can't I to go like we've had like biryani nights and like what do you call it, like roti nights and all that with them and all that when we don't feel like frying. So it's like one of those things where it's sort of like where we're like we buy like the meat and we buy their house and all that kind of thing. Obviously with them in it, like with them in it, we're not definitely like they've had incident with like something like that where it's just people being like we're kind of like gonna have like this braai thing and all that at your place. We'll see you then. And all that, we've never done that. Whatchamacallit. Maybe I should just finally use these. I'll use them tomorrow. Hopefully I'll remember. Let me do that, and then let me do this. See if that'll help me remember. You remember? Whatchamacallit? So it's like I still remember like going there for like so it was technically like I guess like a few days after, because generally we try and go like around the mid month and all that. So like my birthday was at an awkward the time of the week, so I was like, you know, I'll just come down after my birthday. And so he phoned his mother to wish me happy birthday because he knew, because like Kayla even like messaged to be like, hey, so we're gonna be down, because there have been incidences of our aunt like forgetting to like be like, oh yeah, they're coming, the what do you call it, chaotic family's coming over and all that. So like there have been incidents and all of her forgetting to like tell him. So like I remember Kayla like did message. As far as I remember for this time, Kayla did message. I know for definitely for my mother's birthday. We went down for my mother's birthday bri and all that. She did tell him. And so he straight up like called his mom, not even called my phone, called his mother's phone to like, hey, can you give the phone over to Carly? Happy birthday! And all, and I could hear her on the phone, and that's what kind of annoyed, because I knew the minute he wasn't, that this means for sure he's not showing up. They're like, oh, he's choosing her over family. That's great. That's just so great. And I remember that pissed off Kayla, but it pissed her off even more when like he didn't come to mom's one, because I think it was like a combined mom and Kayla's birthday bride thing and all that, because you know there's not a lot of days off. So like it was one of those. We'll take October off instead of September, so then at least you know we can be there to celebrate mom's one, blah, 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 and all that. And I remember that really what's named Kayla, because you could fam. What do you call it? Because it's like when it's me, it's also one thing. Like she was angry about me, but it's a very much another thing when this is the woman that raised you, and you're prioritizing this girl over the woman that helped raise you, and that I think annoyed her the most. Whatchamacallit, so yeah, engagements are always something, and all I guess weddings, engagement. I was ready to talk about the weddings and all the weddings I've been to. Maybe I should wait until after this wedding, but like. Girl, if you still don't because I don't think I've never kept my identity a secret. I know I say my name, I say my sister's name a lot. It's just, I just mainly try and, like, I don't want, you know, I don't want, like, to bring it. That's why, like, I want to ask, if I want to bring up certain stories and all, I want to bring up, like, our personal, like, the movie thing, and all talking about A in the movie thing, that's one thing compared to, like, actual personal stories, where it's, like, this and that happened, or, like, this and that. Where it's, that's a completely different thing, if that makes sense to anyone. Compared to like the little stories I'm telling like now, the little anecdotes I'm telling now. Um, I think these ones I sell, and then those ones I convert. As will find out. This one. But yeah, I guess we'll see when it comes to like the actual wedding, and I'll guess I'll update you guys, and I'll be like, oh yeah, this wedding, blah, 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 blah. And I'll where sort of like, girl, I just would like to see my brother. That's just the thing. And all this is just that's my own like thing. It's just sort of like, girl, I never felt anything bad about you, but now obviously my opinion of you has swayed a little because you're kind of gatekeeping my brother. And I get that people like obviously people get into relationships and all, and that takes priority over things, but like at the same time, your relationship shouldn't, unless you got like a shitty relationship with your family and all, then I get it. And all, but like it shouldn't take priority over your family. Oh, like even like the woman who raised you. Oh, you missed her birthday party for what? You never even gave an apology, nothing. And you apologized to my sister for like being distant. I'm assuming it was me talking shit. And all, not talking shit. What do you call it? It was me being a shithead to his mother, and all that made Auntie like probably talk about probably tell him like, hey, actually communicate with them, and all, and that it's the fact that you have to be told to communicate with us. But like, okay, um, like I don't want an apology. I don't care enough for an apology because what's happened has happened. And all it's like when I was talking about the thing with the bully and all where she sort of like she could tell me a whole ass apology, like have a whole like I'm Stan and I was wrong, so I sings. Anyone else know that the Watch Gravity Falls? I'm Stan and I was wrong, so I'm dancing to this little song or something. I'm trying to remember what it was, how it went. But it's one of those things where she's sort of like, yeah, you could like give me all the apologies and all that right now, but what happened. You prioritized a relationship over your family, and like again, if you have a shitty family, I get that. And all, but as far as I know, we never treated him wrong. And all, we've always been good with him and all to him with him. And also, I just don't get this. Um, I don't think this is not like my bullying for you, where I feel like I'm sounding like petty. And I'm trying my best not to sound petty. And all, but it's one of those things where it's just sort of like where it's very much a question of where your priorities are. Because like at the very least, when I found out she hit my sister, and all, I wouldn't want to date this woman anymore. But okay, uh, respectfully, like all my respect is gone already for her. And all, like, girl, I don't hate you and all but like I definitely don't respect you anymore because why the fuck would you don't put hands on unless she was going to put hands on you, but I know this girl. I know this girl. She wouldn't. Like unless like a bunch of stuff was happening and all that, I could not think of a reason why she'd try and put hands on you. And so I don't know why you put hands on her. I have a lot of questions on why you put hands with her. But whatever, I guess. Go wolf, I guess. But if you try and pull that on your my sister, I'm kicking your ass. I'm putting this on record. I'm kicking your ass if you try and even think about putting hands on my family. If I see you do it, I'm throwing hands. I'm putting this on record. I will throw hands if you put your hands on any of my family again. Because how the freak did you think that was a good idea? How the hell did you think that was a good idea? I'm just astonished. And I'm honestly just curious why that was never like a thing with me. And I'm honestly just curious on why hands were never thrown with me. Because I probably took the same amount of shit as she did, to him. So I'm honestly just curious on why me, and if it's just because my mother is very scary, and all in terms of like her what do you call it, her accomplishments in terms of like fighting wise and all that. She's like literally gone traveled like South Africa for her like judo and all that. So when she was young and had good shoulders and still had good shoulders, and also I don't know if that's her thing and all that, or like what, and all, because I don't think she would have said anything that would have been reason for getting slapped. And all, I have just so much curiosity. I'm just so curious and all that on what made you think that was a good idea. What made you think that was a good idea? But yeah, I don't hate you, but I don't respect you. And I think that's probably the easiest way of putting out this whole thing is I don't hate you, but I don't respect you because you don't put hands on family. You don't put your hands on my family specifically. I'm hoping that if you do end up seeing this, like I'm hoping you at least take that getting married and all that, having a ring on your finger will make whatever thing you have and all whatever this possessiveness is. I'm hoping it'll calm it down and not make it worse. Because now you can say that you got the man. And I'm hoping that that's the case and that'll happen, and not this just somehow gets a little worse. And because of who knows what, respectfully, disrespectfully even. I think next video I'll probably I did it again. Next video I'll probably talk about like the weddings I've been to. Because those weddings were fun. Or maybe I'll save it for when I'm doing doing a co-op with Kayla, and it'll seem that she was more sentient for those weddings, and all that. But those were fun. The food especially was so good. The food was so good. That was the first time. T's wedding, and all that. The sister, and all that. The what do you call it? The wedding that I've been to of like my mom's like she originally was my. I've talked about like babysitter. We house sitted. We house sat. I talked about it in my Jurassic Park video where like Jurassic World video, Jurassic World Rebirth, where like I've house sat for her house, and that's where I watched Interview with the Vampire and the zombie movie Undead or Alive. And all that, as far as I know, was very good. Was very good. But again, if there's any dodgy bits, I don't remember. I watched this when I wasn't even like I was still in primary school. I wasn't even double digits yet because they were still at the old house, so I wasn't even like double digits yet in terms of age. So obviously memory bad. So just take that grain of salt. And we babysit the house a lot back in the day. So like when they used to live because that's when they lived closer. Yeah, I think this is both this video and the previous video. I think have been a bit of a mismatch in a lot of topics. I'm hoping that this has at least been somewhat interesting to like listen to and all, and not like I'm hoping this isn't like fucking up anyone's opinion of me. Because that's what I was worried about the bullying video. That's gonna like mess up someone's opinion and be like, oh, this person's so petty. This person's so like in like in their head. And all like, yeah, technically I am. And all, but like it's one of those things where it's sort of like I think the anger's not even there anymore, and all the anger's not even fresh. And all I lost all anger and all that from this whole incident because like I'm just done. Like you're just a guy now. And I'm for the sake of ease of video and all that I've been saying like big bro. And but I think you're just a dude now. And I don't even know if I can really call you brother anymore. And that's just the sad thing, I guess. I think I just wanted to talk to avoid a bit and all about it because like I've talked to my friends about it. I've talked to family about it and all about how like this whole thing is just. I'm just disappointed. I think that's the thing. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed in you. If you see this and all that, I don't know whether you see this because I told my mom that I started YouTube, and then Dad I think also knows. I can't remember if he was in the room when I told Mom. Because I told her over like video call about like thinking about YouTube. Well, that's back when I was thinking about it, and now I'm actually doing it. And all that, and like I've told like my friends and everything, and like so like people know and all that. But I don't know if this is one of those things because like I'm posting on TikTok now, and obviously I follow people that it's like I didn't want to go through the effort of making like a personal like work TikTok and then personal TikTok and then having my personal TikTok. I so let's just have it as one thing for the sake of ease. So obviously people from primary school I followed, people from high school I followed, family I followed. So people are gonna find out anyway. And all that I have a YouTube, so I'm not even like calm if someone finds out. If someone's like, "Oh, you got a YouTube," and like I don't go fuck. Or like the whole like, "Oh, I'll tell your family." I don't care. And all that, if they see this, if she sees this, or if he sees this, I don't care. I wish you all the best. I guess if I ever see you, I'm hoping that marriage will calm her down, and I'll be able to see him. But like I'm already tired. I've told his mother, and all that I'm tired already. And I've told my mom, I've told his mom, and I tell him to his face. And if I saw him, I don't even want to text. I want to, if it's one of those if it's one of these kind of conversations, I want to say it to his face. So like, if I ever see him, before the wedding. I'm not gonna ruin the wedding. I don't care enough to ruin the wedding. I'm just gonna be happy for that he's found a relationship where he wants to be now married. Like I'll be happy for him for that. But at the end of it all, I don't know if I can really call him my brother anymore because it's not what you do to siblings. This is not what you do to a sibling. But yeah, I think that's the end of the video. Hopefully I'll remember the Stone Marys thing. My throat kind of hurts, so I guess I'll just take a break and then maybe I'll work on other stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys at least enjoyed the background and all of me trying to get my life in order. But yeah, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Put in the comments if there's anything that you want to ask me, if there's any topic that you really want to talk about, if there's any advice you want for teaching related advice, student related advice, university related advice, anything like that. Any of my subjects that I've spoken about, if there's any advice you want to ask, or if there's any questions. Obviously, I'm not going to get too personal if there's any personal questions, but like if there's anything you want to ask, put it in the comments. I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, 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 bye.